him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. Oh, that you think that we come not to offend, but with our goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is true, beginning of our end. Consider then, we come in despite. We do not come as smiling to contest you, our truth is attend. All of your delight, we are not here. That you should hear you repent. The actors are now at hand, and by their show, you shall know all you like to know.
The fellow does not stand upon points.
He hath read his prologue like a rough coat. He knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord.
Oh, shit.
Who's next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at our show, but wonder on, till truth makes all things plain. This man, Pyramus, if you would know, this beauteous lady, Thisbe, is so tame. This man with slime and rough cast doth wall, that vital wall. These lovers did asunder, and through walls, she, poor souls, they are content to win. At which let no man wonder, the man with lanthorn and thornbush presented moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did the lovers sunder. To be said, Ninus doom, their this grisly beast, which lion hides by name, coming first, did by night scare away, or rather did upright. And she left her mantle, there did fall, which lion with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle straight. With bloody blameful blade, he bravely bloached his roiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tearing in mulberry shape, did his dagger drew, and died for all the rest. That lion, moonshine, and wool, and lover's train, a large discourse, while we do remain.
I wonder if the lion eats sneak.
No wonder, my lord. One line may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think that it had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this cranny is, right and sinister, through which the lovers did fearfully
Desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord. Jeez.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim looked night! Oh, night with you so black! Oh, night! What thou art when it not art day! Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack, alack, alack! think. Through with mine, I think. Gracious quantity Job, she'll be well for this, but what? See, I know this me. What do I see? Wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stone, and thus deceiving me.
Wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
Aye.
No, in truth, sir, you should not deceiving me. Is this be's entrance line? You will see. She comes yonder. Often have that. Your heart and my fair Pyramus and me, my cherry lips have often kissed thy stones. Thy stones with wine. I see a voice, and now I will till I chink to slide and see my Thisbe. Thisbe! My love thou art, my love I think. Think thou what wilt, I am lover's grace, and like Lamandra I am trusty still. And I like Helen till the face will kill. Not shaftless to Proprius, was not thee so? As shaftless to Proprius, I to you. Ow! Kiss me through this chink of this vile wall. I kiss the walls whole, not your lips at all. Wilt thou not at Ninny's to meet me straight away? Time life, time death, I'll come without delay.
Thus have I, Wall, my part discharged so, being done, thus Wall away doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
Your imagination then and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here comes two noble beasts in, a lion and a man.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, now may perchance both quake and tremble here. When lion rough in wildest rage doth roar, then know that I once snuck the joiner. If a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam, for if I should as lion come and strike into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast and a good conscience.
The very best at the beast, my lord, that I e'er saw.
The lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horn on his head.
And his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, to some do seem.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else should he be the man in the moon?
He he dares not come there for the candle, for, you see, it is already in snuff.
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the way, but yet, in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time. Proceed, Moon.
All I have to say is the lantern is the moon, I the man in the moon, and this thorn bush, my thorn bush.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence! Ah, here comes Thisbe!
This is old Minnie's
Well roared, lion!
Well run, Thisbe. Well moused, lion. And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Thank you.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams.
I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright for thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams that ere I foresee the true take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, oh, night, but mark poor night, what dreadful doe is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck! Oh, dear! Thy mantle, good, what? Stained with blood? Approach ye, furies fellow! Fates, come! Come, cut the thread and the thrum to quell and conclude and crush and quell!
This passion and the death of dear friend was so near as to make a man sad.
I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lie in flame, since lion vile hath thou deflowered my dear, which is no, which was the first day that lived, that loved, that looked ere with cheer. Oh, and found out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. I that left pap. Thus I die, thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. Loose thy light, moon. Take flight. Get off the stage. No! Die! Die! Die!
No, die! But an ace for him, for he is one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. Nothing. With the help of a surgeon, he may yet recover and prove an ass. Approach Thisbe, and her passion doth end the play.
Long one for such a pyramid. I hope she will be free.
We have spied him already, eyes.
And thus she means Videlecte.
Asleep, my love? Dead, my dove. Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! Speak! My dove. Dead. Dead. The tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers, make moan!
Oh.
His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you shore the shears of his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Oh, come, trusty sword. Come, blade. My breast embrue. Well,
Lion of it, bury the dead.
Aye, and Wall too.
No! I assure you that wall is down that separated their fathers. Won't you have us do the epilogue, or to have our company do the burgomaster?
No epilogue, I pray you. Your play needs never excuse for when the players are all dead. There needs no one to play. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed. And almost I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as this night have overwatched this palpable gross play, hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity.